Christ laid his hands on me. Over 2,000 years Jesus went and died on the cross. Up on the cross, he died up on the cross. He died up on the cross. Sign up me there. We have done. Jesus, to stand the way. You stand the way. Sign up me there. How you do? Jesus, to stand the way. Sign up me there. Sign up me there. Emancipation Park. How are you look for your name now? I have been through the storm. But it seemed like forever. One minute tonight. For your night of confusion. Wake up. And been on so long. Can I testify? For your ship has lost anchor. Everybody. For this storm got you gypsy. Everybody do so. Everybody. For your night almost over. Tell me something. He can ride out your storm. Everybody, say ride out your. Ride out your storm. God is there with you. God is there with you. Singing you may not feel it. Singing you're not alone. I say you're hurting now. For your morning is coming. People, you can hold on to Jesus. Oh, he can ride. You're ready to ride a storm. Ride out your storm. Ride out your storm. What kind of storm? We beg you, Lord. Do so. We beg you, me Jesus. We beg you, me Jesus. Singing ride out your. Oh, God is there with you. How you do? We say you may not feel it. Singing you're not alone. Singing you're hurting now. For your morning is coming. You can hold on to Jesus. Tonight. He can ride out your storm. Oh, me ride out your storm. Me beg you, me Jesus. What kind of storm? You ready to ride a storm? Come on, ride a storm. Everybody. Me beg you, Lord. Me beg you, me Jesus. Me beg you, me Jesus. Me beg you, me Jesus. Me beg you, me. Do so. Me beg you, me Jesus. Singing ride out your. Oh, God is there with you. How you do? Me say you may not feel it. Tonight. Me say you're not alone. Oh, you're hurting now. Can I testify? For your morning is coming. You can hold on to Jesus. Tonight, he can ride out. Oh, me ride out your storm. Ride out your storm. What kind of storm? Storm of back pain. Storm of leprosy. Me beg you, Lord. Me beg you, me Jesus. We have done. Do so. Oh, me ride out this storm. What kind of storm? Walk for your victory. Praise God for your victory. Oh, me ride me, son. Oh, me ride me, son. Oh, me ride me, son. Come on, ride the song. Ride the song. What kind of song, y'all? Me beg you, me Jesus. Me beg you, me Jesus. How you do? Me beg you, me Jesus. We have done. Loose yourself. Me beg you, me Jesus. Hold on to Jesus. He can ride out your storm.
What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and if you preach like Paul and not live the word, you will suffer like diabetes. Hey Christian, nobody carry, do nobody carry your souls well. Cause if you love go to church and not live the life, you will suffer like diabetes. Hey cinnamon, do nobody carry, do nobody carry your souls well. If you're not go to church and not accept Christ, you will suffer like diabetes. Hey preacher man.
Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Always a pleasure to be here with you, speaking to and with you and not about you. Indeed, it's been an eventful week, has it? Yeah.
On the telephone, tell him what you need. Jesus on the telephone, tell him what you need.
Yes, indeed. And folks, it is our final program for the week. Indeed, you can call at any point in time. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. We say a special good night to the listeners joining us via YouTube. We're not on Facebook tonight, yeah. You know, every now and again, Facebook has its issues. It's not us, it's not our system. Facebook itself has its issues every now and again. And tonight just seems to be one of those nights that it has its usual issue, yeah? So any of your friends trying to get on and they're trying to find out if we're on or not, yes, we are on, but we are on YouTube only tonight because Facebook has decided to, yeah. So indeed, the phone lines open 440-7377, 347-329-3101. So we will be taking your calls. In the interim, you know, we must remind you all, yeah, let me bring it like this time, yeah. We must remind you all, 2-year-old Kelvin Thomas still needs your help. Yes, indeed, he is leaving on Sunday. They're heading to Martinique to do the tests that have to be done. Okay, you know, going to the US these days, you know. So he's heading to Martinique, where they will be doing the tests to determine the type of treatment that should be applied in this case. All right? So the family had to raise $47,000. They've not raised that in full yet. They've gotten enough so that they can at least make a move, because you can't just sit down here in Grenada and say waiting. So they are heading out on Sunday to Martinique, where they will determine, one, they know that he has leukemia. They have to determine the exact type of leukemia. And additional to that, they will also have to decide the course of treatment that he has to go through. So the money that we've spoken about, that $47,000, that's only in relation to him being able to get to Martinique, hotel and everything, and to do the actual tests itself, to do the exams that have to be done to determine the type of leukemia that he has. And then they'll decide on the course of treatment, and then that will be, yeah, that's another cost again that's going to be coming up. So that is how that is going to be proceeding, just letting you all know. So again, the family still needs your help. So remember, you can contact the parents at 420-4314, 535-2110. You can donate via the cash box, yeah, the box, drop box at CashWiz. And you can also donate online at GoToFet. And if you are heading, we know it's end of month, you might be heading in the bank, and so Yeah, so you could leave a little something, whether it's at $10 or $5, whatever it is, on Corp Bank account 321-005-987. So that's 321-005-987, the account in the name of Weslin Natoya Warren. So again, that's Corp Bank 321-005-987. And I think we have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, I'm sorry to disturb you now, but
No,
I get
that's
you
not-
on Facebook.
No, I'm not on Facebook. Anytime you don't see me on Facebook, just go to YouTube. Facebook has issues every now and again, and I wouldn't always be able to send out a message to say so. So, as a rule, when you don't see me on Facebook, just go to YouTube.
I know, but what I'm telling you, I'm seeing you there. I'm hearing you.
You seeing me on Facebook?
Yeah, 27th, Thursday, 27th. The things you had up there.
What I put- what I did is-
I'm hearing you speaking.
What I did is I put the YouTube link over on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's still you're seeing it on Facebook, but it's YouTube.
All right.
Yeah, so that's yeah, what you're seeing there is YouTube. I put it over on the Facebook. Yeah. All right, my brother, blessings.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, folks, here, remember, again, let me give you that account number again, because I know, end of month, some of you all might be going to the bank. So if you're going to the bank, this is the account number. Get a pen out and make sure and take note of it. 321-005-987. That's 321-005-987. All right, so try and assist if you can assist. All right, yeah. And remember, tomorrow is the New National Party Afterwork Lime. It's going to be taking place at the New National Party headquarters in Tempe. And, eats and drinks on sale starting from 4 p.m. All right. So they're going to have food and drinks. Of course, you don't have to pay to enter. You just come. And, there are going to be games. There are going to be draft. I see the draft table and all of them things there already. Nice. Yeah. So drafts, you're going to get to play a card, different things. That is going to be taking place. And so drafts, dominoes, all of that. So I see the tables there for that and thing already. So head on out to the New National Party headquarters. And that's tomorrow starting from 4 p.m. until. Yeah, they usually go until. So it's going to be a nice one. They have barbecue. They have different things on sale. Head on out to that one. All right. Nice. Beautiful.
If you take away from the poor man.
Then remember the barbecue fundraiser luncheon of the St. Patrick East Constituency branch. That'll be taking place this Saturday starting at midday out there at the River Sally Hard Court. And they're going to have barbecue chicken, barbecue pork, grilled fish on sale. And these come with a selection of sides, including potato salad, chow mein, or rice and peas. Indeed, they have an ice cold bar awaiting you. And for more details, they say contact 533-8797 and 415-8008. So you might be down in Grenville and you want to get the barbecue, you want to support, you could call one of those numbers and they could organize and see if they could drop it off for you in Grenville. Yeah? Or you might be in Sauters itself and you want to get something, call a number, you want to support, The office may want to support, they may say, yeah, man. Yeah, we might can't go in certain thing, but we could buy a couple. Yeah. Because that's the thing. Sometimes we understand some of you can't go to certain activities at the New National Party, but you could support otherwise. So you can buy your lunch on Saturday, and that is the St. Patrick East branch of the New National Party. They are having that barbecue fundraiser, and it's taking place this Saturday starting from midday. And also remember, for those of you in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, those of you in Carriacou in particular, the New National Party Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch, they are having their breakfast sale. That is going to be taking place from around 6-7 a.m. on Saturday morning, right there at the headquarters in Hillsborough. So that's going to, you're heading into Hillsborough early on Saturday. You can pass by the New National Party and get a hearty breakfast, something warm to put on the chest. Yeah, no, we ain't talking about the rum, not all anymore. Oh, God. No, we're talking about you get some cocoa tea and something, right? Something warm to put on the chest, and you get something proper to eat to carry you through the day. So that's the new national party. Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch, they've got their breakfast sale taking place this Saturday, starting from, let's say, 7 a.m., right? Nice, beautiful. And folks, we also have here the Carriacou, and as we are on Carriacou and Petit Martinique, yeah, the New York chapter, the NNP Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch, New York chapter. They've got their spring brunch. That's taking place on Sunday, April 13th. And it starts from 1 p.m. until you say when. 302 East 91st Street between Lennox and Clarkson. Music by DJ Gemini Sounds. Price only $30. And on the menu, fry fish, chicken, pork, cuckoo, roll rice, macaroni pie, and more. All in Saraca style. All right, for tickets, contact Jacinta on 917-615-4918. Wilson at 917-754-1319. Nisha at 347-683-1997. And Carlos at 718-813-6722. All right. So that's the Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch of the new National Party, New York branch. And then the NNP support group, the overall group out there in New York, they've got the brunch taking place on, let me get the date here, the 27th of April. So you can head on out to that one. Same location, 302 East 91st Street between Lennox and Clarkson. But they're starting from 10 a.m. The Carriacou branch starting from 1 p.m. They are starting from 10 a.m. West Indian food, music, dance, meet and mingle. They have two DJs, DJ Jude and Small Clothes. And for more information, you can call the birthday girl, Kathy, at 347-262-6818. Wendy at 917-607-1476. And Aisha at 917-520-3164. All right, so that's the Carriacou and the New York, sorry, not the Carriacou, yeah, well, Carriacou in it too. New York support group of the new National Party. Also remember the eye clinic is coming up. Yeah, Nadine. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the surname. You know? Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. But Nadine, good night to you and your husband. Right? So the Eyes on Grenada, the free eye care clinic, it's coming up. And they're having the clinics at the Guave Polyclinic. That's taking place on April 14th and April 15th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And on April 16th between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. at the Youth Center in St. George. And on April 17th between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. again at the Youth Center in St. George. They're doing free eye exams, free eye care medications as needed. They ain't just giving you eye drops, so giving you eye drops sake. Free reading and sunglasses as needed. And again, I'm saying it again for those of you that know you have the cataracts and you have to get the surgery done. Speak to your doctor. Organize yourself so that you can get your surgeries done. Don't wait until the people reach and then you hear about it and you're running at that time. Make sure that you organize yourself from now. Yeah, make sure that you get yourself organized from now.
From the poor man and leave them just to suffer. Oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must earn.
440-7377 347-329-3101.
Get into heaven, my friend, be right and serve. Oh, if you are.
Shane Ross, good night to you. I see Gloria Francois, Nesta Sinclair, Alan Jones, good night to you. Michelle and Zoe, Agatha Debele, Olive Mitchell, Sharon Felix, Moko Joseph, good night to you. Yeah, I ain't see Chris London for a few nights. I wonder where Chris is. Yeah. Chris! I hope everything is all right and okay, yeah? Sharon Felix, Carb Spice Fitness Carl, Cynthia Bartholomew, Sonia Price, good night to you. Joan Henry, Dalma Scott, John Mark, Amanda Moses, Jack Kitman, and Andrews, my good friend in Springs, Mokopin, Jesse Sherry, Charmaine Ragba Singh, Velma Pascal, Jerome Kenneth Lewis, Norma Felix, Oswald Belfont, Marilyn Panchu, GJ, Nurse Wendy Ann McGuire, Wendy Simon, Gillian Williams, Byron Frank, McLean Mitchell, Kathleen Knights, yeah, Alcy Peters, Cynthia Collins, Gemma Warwood, Hermina Batiste, Christine Otley, Keda Joseph, I know that you're locked in. Shemi Joseph, I know you're locked in. Baby Daddy, Sherms Houston. Dalton Strawn, Joyce in Trinidad, I know you're there. Unless you're going out on campaign, girl. Lisha Abraham, Agnes Henry, Jenny Simon. Jenny Simon too, you know. Yes, Jenny Simon, good night to you. Jenny Samuel, Shenron Thomas, Dennis Donaldson, Janice Mitchell, Rodney Barry, Jackie Raymond. Sorry, let me say it proper. Jackie Raymond, Anna Lewis, Rosalind Jones, Clive Raymond, Clive, Dolores Redhead, Joyce Lewis, Gary Spice, I see you there in Texas. Claude Abram, Jacinta Livingston, good night to you, my dear. Gavin Thomas, Maud Martin, Anne-Marie Grant, Adrian Watts, good night to you, and the lovely Mrs. Watts. Deborah Laborde, Kathleen, well, I call Kathleen Ledlow already, right? Kathleen Ledlow, I call you twice, right? Errol Bonaparte, Vanessa Lalji, Teresa Joseph, and Phyllis Mitchell. And all of you who are listening to the YouTube via the Facebook, we say good night to you as well.
And you leave because of power. If you take away from the poor man and you leave them just to suffer.
Folks, also remember we do have the donation button you see it at the top of the chat in YouTube, yeah. So whether it's $5, whether it's $10, whether it's $20, whatever you can give. 440-7377-347-329-3101. And folks, I was listening over, I took the opportunity to listen over the presentation by Mr. Nazim Burke in relation to oil and gas, and then I listened to the rest of the town hall meeting. Papa, I want to hear from you all that took the opportunity to go back and look at it. I want to hear from you all. Again, and we've heard from Honorable Gregory Bowen. We have heard from him in relation to the issue of documents missing and so on, because remember, Rick English, good night to you. Dominic and Stephanie John, good night to you and the family. Olive McEwen, Tyrone, Dr. Julie Dubois, Lorna, Johnson, Elizabeth, Douglas, Earl, Benjamin, Alistair Andrews. Sorry, good night. Hey, Fado, good night to you. Sorry. Hey, Empress Khadija, good night to you as well. Yeah, Jocelyn, Brandon, good night. Yeah. Folks, I listened to Mr. Nazim Burke again, casting aspersions to try and create the impression that somehow the new National Party left with all the documents in relation to oil and gas. Again, let me repeat. Mr. Gregory Bowen was on this program. He didn't have to come and say anything. He could have remained silent, or he could have spoken much earlier. The same time it happened, he could have got on to the program. You know, the door is always open to him. He could have called this program. He could have gotten on any program. New National Party has time on a Tuesday on GBN. He could have used that any other time. He waited for several months after the fact that he had directed them where to find the documents. And again, the oil and gas documents were not found in anybody in the NNP's home. It was not found in anybody in the NNP's device. It was not located anywhere outside of the purview of the government of Grenada. So the documents they were saying that they didn't have, and that the Governor General of this country came to you, the Grenadian people, in a throne speech, no less. The Governor General of this country came to us and told us that oil and gas is a mystery. That's the exact word that she used. The mystery of oil and gas. As though this government did not have access to those documents. When we heard directly from the persons who are associated with Global Petroleum Group, GPG, that a few days after the general election, not a month after, not several weeks after, but a few days after the general election, that they approached the present Prime Minister of this country, Mr. Deacon Amis Mitchell. They approached him and provided him with access to the documents that they had. Whether he take the documents or he don't take the documents, but he was given access to all, let me repeat, all the documents that Global Petroleum Group had in relation to oil and gas exploration here in Grenada, what they had done so far, what agreements had been signed. They gave the Prime Minister access, and he cannot deny it. They went to him and they offered him access to everything. Additional to that, because after that is when you start hearing about this thing is a mystery and there's no documentation and all of that. All the time, the documents sitting in a cabinet in the Ministry of Finance, not in anybody in NNP home, not in anybody in NNP house, not in anybody in NNP business place or vehicle. It was sitting where it is supposed to be, where the line minister that dealt with that issue was, in the Ministry of Finance. When this administration that is in power now came in office, what did they do? They shifted around people from various ministries. So apparently, they shifted the person out of that office who knew exactly where the documents were and what had to be done and all of that. They shifted that individual out. And after they shifted that individual out, came saying they can't find documents. So, Mr. Gregory Bowen was contacted and he offered his assistance in helping them to locate what? The documents. The same documents that they're claiming, still claiming are missing. He directed them to where those documents are. The Prime Minister himself told Mr. Gregory Bowen that they could not find the key for the cabinet, so they just break it open. They break open the cabinet, they got access to the documents. And again, let me repeat, how things are done, at least how it was done in the New National Party time, I do not know what is taking place now. I do not know how they operate now. I do not go into ministries unless I really have to go. I avoid going into ministries because I'll tell you something. If I am seen speaking to a civil servant, they are going to find themselves in trouble. Because if I come and I say anything in relation to a ministry that they are contacted to, and it was found that that individual was speaking with me, that individual finding themselves in trouble. So I avoid going to ministries. But the way that it was operating in ministries in the time of the New National Party, you sign an agreement is signed between whatever entity and the government of Grenada, while the entity that's signing has their copy, be it a foreign government, be it a statutory body, be it, statutory body, be it a private enterprise, whatever it is. You sign that agreement, a copy of that agreement is placed in the registry. It is placed in the registry. It is not held on to by members of the New National Party. It is placed in the registry so that these individuals would have access to it. It is not kept by the minister to say, well, a minister might have a copy. That's nothing. A minister could have a copy. Because you have to refer to it when you are giving directives and when you are setting policy. So you may have a copy of it. But that is not the only copy. No minister. Maybe if the NDC does that now, that is their business. If Nazim Burke and his crew did that when they were in office between 2008 and 2013, that is them. But the New National Party of Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, his administration, when they were in office, prior to 2013 and after 2013. The process was always that you had a copy that was sent to the registry. Yeah? And if it is a sensitive document, it is stored within the ministry under lock and key in a safe place. So that when the minister is putting together something or the other, the minister can refer and say, hey, I need to get a copy of this document, or I need to follow the chain of events, or to understand what government has to do as opposed to what somebody that may have been contracted or somebody that you may have an MOU with or whatever, to follow up on what that side has to do and your side has to do. You may request as a minister, you may request from the registry or from the permanent secretary, through the permanent secretary, a copy of said document if you do not have a copy of that document on hand. So to give the impression that people were just signing document, put it in the back pocket and go home is false. It is a lie from the pit of hell. If Mr. Nazim Burke and he crew used to operate so between 2008 and 2013, that is them. But the way that it operated, according to the rules under the new National Party, is that you had a copy of the document. Yeah, the document was signed, and whoever you sign it with, they have their copy. That's why sometimes you see government having a signing, and you see a permanent secretary or a minister sitting, and you see the person sitting there, and you see both of them signing. Or you might see a foreign country, another country signing a MOU or something, Grenada, and because there are copies that both sides have to keep, and then copies of that copy is made. So to give the impression that somebody was signing document and then just push it in the back pocket and go home with it, that is not true. It is not true. Let me repeat again, it is not true. It is a statement being made to create political melee. Well, if it's melee they want, it's melee they will get, because I, for one, telling them straight, they lie. Come out to the nation and say which documents are missing. Come out to the nation. Tell this country which documents are missing. Let us know which documents it's supposed to have and that are not there, and that we are missing from the files. Don't just make the statement. Say which documents are missing. Yeah? Because you were told where they were. You were given the opportunity. Yeah? Mr. Bowen went out of his way. Even at a point in time that Mr. Gregory Bowen has still not been paid. He could have paid himself for the defense of the Grenberg case that you falsely claim that the government of Grenada win. Yes, the government of Grenada win it, but the government of Grenada did not go and defend it. It was not the government of Grenada defending the case. Gregory Bowen went and defended that case on behalf of the people of Grenada. Or Grenada could have found itself in hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. Yeah? Because of that case. The same individual that was making that claim, Mr. Nazim Burke, was the Minister of Finance at the point in time that this government refused to pay for the defense. It is Mr. Bowen had to use his own resources and go and pay for the defense. Then, coming into office, he did not go and say, well, okay, government owe me that amount of money, I'm going to take it. He still did not go that direction and say, well, government of Grenada owe me, let me get me money, and so on. And you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to find, let me see if I could find a piece of it. I think I want to play part of the, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I want to play part of the interview, yeah, with Mr. Gregory Bowen in relation to that. Yeah, so let me see if I could find that. Yeah, I'm going to play part of the interview with Mr. Gregory Bowen. Let me play that right now.
Who went to London to defend Grenada. While we had a lot of people spitting against Grenada, Grenadians, you know, people in the opposition at the time, banking up and giving certain information to Grenberg. And he went there. I remember too vividly. He indicated that I asked him for a bribe. That is why I terminated the agreement, and he wouldn't give me. Because in his country, the United States of America, bribery is a prime crime. So it is in the Caribbean and the rest of the world. You know what I remember again very clearly? Getting into the room, the tribunal, room where the matter will be discussed and tried. The matter will be tried. And the introduction was being made. The tribunal, the chairman and two other members, they were sitting there. In fact, they were introduced to me. It was the first time that I was seeing them. The lawyers for both sides were introduced, and I shook everybody's hands. Lastly, in came in Mr. Grenberg, and I was waiting to see who was this person. And then when they said, this is Jack Grenberg, the body physically recoiled. I did not extend my hand. I did not shake his hand in any manner. All the opposition members and the lawyers and so forth, that is his team, I shook their hands. And I believe it was spontaneous. It's not that I did not want to shake a person's hand. In fact, I've gone to court with many people and I shook their hands. But I think that was the act of the Almighty because it played a significant part in the tribunal recognition because my whole demeanor, my whole face changed. And during that tribunal hearing, you know, the chairman of the tribunal turned to me. He said, did you ask this man for a bribe? And it was not along the line of questioning. I said, no. He said, did he offer you a bribe? I said, no, he did not offer me a bribe. And it's in those matters, and that particular time, I saw the chairman and the rest of the tribunal people. They know what they said? The matter of bribe and so that will not be heard by this tribunal. I think they saw it very clearly. And then we went into the issues of the legal matters. And again, God guided my hand in Grenada. I responded to every letter that Jack Grenberg wrote. And do you know what the tribunal told me coming to the end of the hearing? He said, had you not responded, Grenada would have surely lost the case. So there we go. And the first person to beat Jack Grenberg in the international arena was Grenada, represented by Gregory Bowen and John Odis. So those times I remember too vividly. And I remember saving Grenada 1.35 billion EC dollars. Jack Grenberg was not too happy. He came after me again. In fact, he appealed in the Dixie Tribunal. And the panel then was led by an Australian who gave the same verdict. Then he brought me before the American Supreme Court. And we know the courts in America, you have the state courts, the federal court, and the Supreme Court. This particular matter went up as far as the Supreme Court in what you might call a joint ruling. And persons, ministers of government from other countries who behave in a specific manner and was brought before a tribunal and before the court. That is where the elections came in 2008. The government of the day was paying a highly reputable firm in the US. And the government of the day refused to continue to pay. In fact, when the firm backed out, the judge told them they cannot do that. And they said it was for non-payment. So he said he wanted to get something, not from me, but from the government of Grenada. Because while he tried to twist this into the minister, and he joined Gregory Bowen, and he joined so many others, so far as the court said and the magnitude of the monies that he was going for. Where will Gregory Bowen get $500 million to pay you? So the judge said, clearly, this is a matter for the state. And we got, I think Dwight Horsford as the person at the time, we got from the government a letter that they will not pay. That is when the court released the lawyers, a very reputable set of lawyers from hearing the case. At that point, Grenada was left in the doldrum, and there would be a default judgment against us. So I had to find the sums of monies.
And folks, I just paused it there because I just want you to remember who was the Minister of Finance at that point in time when that court received that letter that Grenada will not pay. Remember, Grenada facing $500 million. Not Gregory Bowen, you know. Grenada, it was facing that. And the same individual who stand up talking about oil and glass and transparency and all this nice thing last night is the same individual who wrote the court and say, he not paying. His government did it. He was the Minister of Finance. He was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. He was the man in charge of the checkbook.
To pay. And I did. A lot of people came to my aid who gave 2,000 US, 5,000 US, etc. And 5,000, when I say a lot of people, 5 or 6. And the sums of monies went up. We did get a lawyer who took on the case. The first group gladly gave the document over because they relinquished the case. And we fought. And we fought and we won. From the federal court, it went up to the Supreme Court and the judgment came down. I said it was a joint case, so it was not just Gregory Bowen going to the Supreme Court. It was all persons. And that seemed to have been a ruse by investors. And the Supreme Court finally say, don't do that. Don't bring people before me. Particularly you've gone to a tribunal and you want to bring them to get out of us. We won that again, and the state was saved. The same 1.35 billion EC dollars. The state was saved that. The government in 2014 or 15, the government of Review paid me 35,000 EC dollars as part of the remainder. All people who gave me grant and support, I declared to them. And I told these people, I cannot look for monies from poor Grenada to give you back. And they said, okay, forget about that. But what I paid for myself, there's a balance of 67,000 US dollars that the permanent secretary, cabinet agreed, and the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance written to me indicating that we pay in 6 months from there. Well, we are still here today, and that has not been paid.
So you're saying here that up to this day, the 30th day of October 2024, you still not have been fully reimbursed for the costs that you personally paid to defend Grenada against Jack Grenberg.
That is true.
Well, the late Jack Grenberg.
Yes, that is so. And when you look at what is happening, Cabinet made a decision. I'm a member of the Cabinet. I'm the beneficiary of that decision. So I never pushed the permanent secretary. He is the same permanent secretary now to say, well, why don't you pay me my money? He's a custodian of finances. The Cabinet made a decision. And when you look at position, it should not, and it cannot be said that I use my influence. Remember the integrity in public life, Roger? It extends to all of that morally, you know. Don't use your influence.
Because you are the Minister of Finance and you didn't pay yourself.
Exactly.
You were the Minister of Finance. It would have taken absolutely nothing to easily just tell the permanent secretary and the payment officers within the ministry, organize your payment. Even if you decided you wanted in a lump sum, you could have, but you didn't do that. So you've left government with the government of Grenada still owing you over 60,000 US dollars.
That is correct. And if
but we are the ones that say it's criminal, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
But, my goodness.
I would not, as Minister for Finance, do anything to push the permanent secretary to pay. As a matter of fact, when it happened in 2014, the Prime Minister was Minister for Finance. So the permanent secretary could go to his minister and say, you know, we have given this gentleman a letter in writing, and I have that letter now. I think it is time we should do something. I would not use my influence and go back to the cabinet and say, well, listen, you promised to pay me, I have not been paid. Yes, that is morally what they say. Remember, I piloted the bill for the Integrity in Public Life Commission, you know. I did it. And I know every aspect, the written and unwritten aspect, and how we should behave when you're in authority in a government. So that is, you know, I could go forward if you don't have a question along those lines.
No, I hope that people are understanding here that the government of Grenada owed you, because the part that I think was not mentioned is that during the period of the NDC 2008 to 2013, they outright refused to support you in any manner in handling this case, financially or otherwise. In fact, it seemed as though they were hoping that you lose.
Exactly.
But there would have been repercussions for the state of Grenada if that had happened.
1.35 billion EC dollars. That would have been the repercussion. And the judge made it abundantly clear. He cannot understand why the government would not want to defend the state. No matter how you put it forward or how Grenberg lawyers try to twist it by joining me in and joining on that. And that is why he did not allow the lawyer to go, except, and Grenberg Bowen say that the government doesn't want to pay. He doesn't want to hear that. He wants something from the government saying that they will not pay. And he got that, and that is when he released the lawyer.
Okay, so yes, indeed, folks. So yeah, so that's just part of it. I'm gonna play another piece in a little while because I think a lot of lies and a lot of misdirection was given last night. Yeah, because I think this administration is going after the youth vote. Let me make that very, very clear to all of you. And I hope that you all understand where I'm coming from. The NDC administration is going after the youth vote. And there's a reason they're going after the youth vote. They are going after the youth vote because they know that the youth vote are not aware of things past a certain time. Yeah? They are unaware of what NDC governments in the past have done. The last time NDC was in power, the first time voters, the people who are voting now, were probably in primary school. That's the last time NDC was in office. So now they are seeing a group of individuals who they can't really measure because they are now getting to voting age and so on. And they don't know all these things what Mr. Gregory Bowen is speaking about. They hear about Grenberg, but they only hear one side of the story. The side of the story that's pushed by certain individuals, which is why we must take the opportunity and tell the real story. Yeah? And tell the real story. What has been happening? So I also want to get to the part that deals with the documents, because I want you all to know exactly what took place. Right. So right. So let me see if I can get that. Yeah, I'm just trying to reach to that part of it so that we can hear exactly from Mr. Bowen himself the issue in relation to the documents and so on and what they've been saying in relation to the documents. Yeah, and then we'll I know one or two of you have been calling, but let's just get what Mr. Bowen was saying here, because some people last night trying to give some different impression. Government of Grenada, where they were saying that they can't find documents, they can't find this, they can't find that in relation to the issue of... Let me just get the exact thing here. I don't want to get to you too much, you know. Right. I'm trying to get it here. Let me just take a second so that I can find it. So let's yeah, I think I've got it now.
In the line. You know, you read, I don't know if it's time for you to come back, that clip with the Governor General reading out the lost documents.
And that's the next point I wanted to get to, and that is specifically why I played that just before bringing you on, because I wanted to refresh the minds of the listeners of what has been said, what is being said, because in fact you hear activists of the National Democratic Congress up to quite recently, before certain announcements were made, making a joke of this entire thing. They say they get oil and gas. Well, they lie. They didn't get no oil and gas. And they hide all the documents, like they take it and they go with it, or whatever they do with it. And we heard the Governor General making those statements. How do you view where we are at right now in the context of what she was saying just around this time, was it last year, during the throne speech? What do you think in the context of what she was saying then? How do we place that in context with what we are hearing is happening now?
But before we get to what is happening now, when she read the throne speech, which you correctly indicated, it was not she who was speaking, it was the cabinet of Grenada, through the Minister for Finance and Economic Development. Yes, do you know that a lot of people insinuated that I hid the document, I threw it away, I destroyed it, etc. The Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, called me after, I don't know if some positive or respectable person in Grenada or in the region spoke to him, but he called me. So when I went down to his office, I said to him, I see that you are looking for my input into the development of the oil and gas sector. He said, no, we have not reached that stage as yet. So I looked surprised. I said, so why call me? He said, I called you for assistance with finding the lost documents. I say, oh. I made it clear to him then that he had done significant damage to my character. He had placed great distress on my family. Because here it is, a minister leaving will destroy documents and so forth. He indicated to me that was not his intention. And if that was how I felt, he apologized for it. But and I insinuated that, of course, but the public should know that. And I asked him, I said, well, I would help. Two things you must do is authorize me to speak with the former secretary. She was in the Ministry of Works, and she followed me across to the Ministry of Finance. I said, let me speak with her. But they must know that is not an outgoing minister coming to talk to them. He said, yes, you can indicate to them that you have discussed with me. I say it would be even better if you call them. He said, if it's necessary, if you speak to them and they need to talk to me, I am here. So I called my secretary, former secretary, and asked her about the files and documents. As a minister, they bring things to you. You know that they're in a cabinet, but you don't know if they're in the top drawer, the bottom drawer, etc. And she indicated to, I say, call the person we moved from the Ministry of Works into the Ministry of Finance, and a lot of the documents are in the Ministry of Works. So I say, call the secretary there and tell her exactly where and how to look for this thing. And I say, tell her she can call the Prime Minister, who at that point in time was a boss, and he will tell her, yes, she can do exactly as I indicated. So I went, after that, things went on. I did not hear from him. I called, I did not get a response. I called his secretary, exactly what secretary she is, but Miss Leslie, and she promised that he'll get back to me. A good while after, he got back to me, only to tell me that they found the documents. So I asked where. He said, in the ministry, well secured in a cabinet, a normal cabinet where documents are. The only thing that they could not find was the key. But I say you could have asked the secretary who moved with me about the key. She would have did it wrong, and perhaps she did not leave it with the other one. He said, no, we didn't even have to waste time to do that. We just broke open the drawer. I said, fine, you can do that. You can repair it if you want to use it yet. And he said he found all the documents. But before that, I had spoken to the licensee, the former GPG, who told me that he had sent all the documents over to his office. But he told me at the meeting that he did not receive it. So I asked and indicated to him the 3 most important pieces of documents that your group will need to go through. And I got those from the licensee and I sent it to him. So he had a significant amount of documents before finding the documents. So I expected, as I told him, that the whole world, not only Grenada, the whole world. For example, let me give you a scenario. What was read by the Governor General? There are institutions throughout the world that would be looking for Gregory Bowen, right? To come to say, a 2-year contract here, this year contract there. But after the Governor General read that, you would never see that happening. So the damage was terrible. Now, he did not come out to tell the Grenadians that he found the document, and I did not go out. As Prime Minister, I was giving him the opportunity to go to tell the Grenadian people and the world that they have found the document. That is why I liked how Jenny Simon put it. The documents that they couldn't find, they're going to call the group and they have signed a contract with GPG, no, in the present circumstance. So I'm moving on to the present circumstance now. You found the document a long time ago.
Just before you move on, I just wanted to clarify something. So the throne speech was read first, and
Yes.
then after reading the throne speech is when they contacted you trying to find the document. Within a few months, within a few weeks, they contacted you trying to find the documents?
Months.
Within a few months, they contacted you. And
Yes.
I can confirm that the former attorney of GPG offered to Mr. Deacon and Miss Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada, in July of 2022, in July of 2022, offered those same documents and was ignored. Offered those documents in July of 2022. Yeah? I can
Yes,
confirm that because the lawyer just told me.
Yes. Well, even the licensees, GPG, indicated to me when I told them, well, why won't you send a copy of the document to the government? They said they have already done so. I said, to where did you send it? He said they sent it to the office, and this did not seem to me to be the same offer made by the lawyers of GPG. They sent those electronically, bound copies, to the office of the Prime Minister. And when I spoke to him, he said he has not seen them. Huh? So,
But I also, there was a press interview with I believe it's Calistria Faria, where the Prime Minister was saying that, oh, they need to get to the bottom of this. They don't have any documentation, all that sort of thing. But even at that point in time, the attorney, the person who has the power of attorney for GPG right here in Grenada, that person ensured that they offered to the government, you come in, is only the decent thing to do. They offered, they're still the attorney for GPG. I said former earlier, let me correct that. They're still the attorney for GPG. They offered the present Prime Minister in July. They came in June. And he offered in July the documents on behalf of GPG. So there was no way that the Prime Minister should have been out there giving the impression. And up to this point in time, we have had no retraction. We've had nothing that they have not come out and cleared up. We heard the Governor General announcing that they had a committee with Mr. Nazim Burke and with Mr. Richard Duncan, etc. And we know the history of Mr. Nazim Burke when it comes to GPG and the sort of things that he has said about that company over the years, yet still you put him in charge of investigating that sort of thing. And we've had no report. No report. Nothing from GPG. Not GPG, from the government of Grenada in relation to GPG, in relation to oil and gas. No report. The only thing that we're seeing now is in the foreign media. It seems as though the government here is not even involved.
That is true. I believe the lawyers for GPG, very rating, I totally believe them. That's what I see.
And again, folks, this, I'm just playing bits and pieces. Again, that's the program. It's dated the 30th of October, 2024. Afterwards, you can take the opportunity and go back and listen to that program in its entirety. I'm just playing certain sections of it for you to know the vile, disgusting way that these people are operating. Again, they're looking for the youth vote. You know, they went as far as this. And I'm pretty disturbed of what is taking place there. In Petit Martinique, in order to gauge where the current MP is with the people of Petit Martinique, they didn't want to go to the people and ask them directly. So you know what they did? They hold an election in the primary school. They put a picture of the heart and a picture of the house, a picture of Emmeline Pierre and a picture of Deacon Mitchell, and ask the children to vote, because they believe that the children, they will vote according to what they're hearing at home. So to get a gauge on what is taking place on the island of Petit Martinique, the same island that didn't send any of the prefab houses when they get the first set, the same island that they now go in and try to send 2 prefab out of the ones that going there now, the same island that up to this point in time cannot point to one house and say the government of Grenada has completed and handed that over. But they find time, they can't find time to fix the health center in Petit Martinique, but they could find time to go and ask the children, come and vote, because we want to find out how mommy and daddy voting. Yeah? They want to find out. Because again, these people are preparing for an election, and we have to understand that. These people are preparing for an election. Don't sit down there and believe that, nah, no election ain't calling now. If it don't call now, all well and good. But if it call now, be prepared. If you're right and, well, it ain't calling now and it ain't call now, that's not a problem. You're prepared. You get yourself ready. But don't let it call and you're not ready. Because you see what they're doing. They're going after the integrity of Mr. Gregory Bowen and the New National Party on a whole. You have their sycophants and brown nosers out there right now, all over social media, talking about bring back documents, bring back documents, bring back documents. And the Prime Minister of this country refuses to acknowledge that the same individual we were just showing you there, Mr. Gregory Bowen, who did not have to do it. He could not, listen, there's nothing the Prime Minister could have done to compel Mr. Gregory Bowen to have to go to him and say, go and look for the documents. Mr. Bowen could have tell him, go to hell. He could have said, well, you in office now with the way it's supposed to be. I do have it. He could have taken that approach. But he took a different approach and worked along with the Prime Minister of this country, and with his permission, various public servants to locate and secure the documents. They were already secured, but to locate the documents. Now you have these brown nosers out there who are only making a certain noise, empty vessels, don't understand the issue they're talking about, have no historical background in relation to the issue they're talking about, but jumping all over the place, trying to play like the experts and things. Listen, when you don't understand something, ask questions. Don't pontificate like you know what you're talking about. Ask questions in relation to it. Because this government is clearly lying. They are lying. And they're going to continue to state that they can't find documents, they can't find documents, they can't find documents. What documents can't you find? You heard of 2 occasions outside of the occasion I was telling you about, where the local representatives, the attorney on behalf of GPG here, offered the documents within days. The election was the 23rd of June. Within days, in the first week of July, offered the documents. GPG afterwards said that they sent the documents as well to the office of the Prime Minister. And Mr. Gregory Bowen directed them, and they found the documents in the ministry where it's supposed to be. But even with all that, you have these bad mind, vindictive people out there giving the impression no less than 3 times last night that they can't find documents. What documents you can't find? Those for the madhouse? Because that looked like where they're supposed to be. It looked like the documents they can't find is the one and them that they had to get for them to put them in the madhouse. Let's go to the phone lines. 440-7377. We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night, my dear. How are you doing?
I'm okay, and you?
I'm more than fine.
I'm just puzzled with what I'm hearing, yes? You remember what time, you had a time when Mr. Nazim Bob, Ali Keelan, who went to Trinidad, and they sell some black number what, the Trinidadian, and come back when they say they straighten the boundary line, and they sold some black of the same oil they're talking about there?
What they did is that they did a boundary delimitation process. So they delimited the boundary between Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago. The problem was that they delimited that boundary without a clear understanding of where the sweet spot was. In other words, where the area that is most likely to have petrocarbons. Trinidad, no. The government that went at that point in time didn't have an understanding of that. So they actually gave up an area that they should not have given up, because that area has a very high potential for having substantive, commercially viable amounts of natural gas and oil. That is what took place. They gave up an area they should not have given up.
You understand? I'm not Nazimbox saying they know about they can find document. What kind of tata is that? Because I even hear on some other radio program that they sell the Tingi Dangote, the Prime Minister, no, sell some oil or what? Dangote. I hear somebody say that on the radio.
No, that's not.
So what corruption
Hold on. One thing we don't do here is that we don't. That ain't happen. That is not true. That is not, I'm one person. I don't deal in them kind of thing. I'm telling you straight. That's not true. If we find evidence of something, we're going to say it. You see, to say Dangote.
Yes,
Dangote.
I don't on the radio station. I don't saying that. I just saying what I hear somebody call on a radio station.
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. You know, you hear it from somewhere and you're saying it. So I'm telling you now, that ain't true.
But anyhow,
yeah,
this island gas, it has something behind that. What Nazimbox saying they know there about document and they can't find it. And who is a lie.
But you know what happened, my dear? The budget itself didn't create the buzz that they wanted it to create. So they went last night with the intention to try and create a buzz after the budget. But you see, what they had last night was basically an NDC activity. It wasn't a government activity. And I'm very sorry for the public servants that had to go and sit there, the permanent secretaries. And so I'm sorry for some of them, because they were basically in an NDC activity, where even when you listen to the level of nonsensical responses you're hearing from the audience there, some people standing up and talk as such a nonsense. I mean, it leaves you, because the people like me, for instance, I'm not going and stand up in anything there to go and talk and say anything, because one, the people up there wouldn't even understand where I'm coming from, and two, the people who are wrong there, they want to play so aggressive that people who support the New National Party or maybe don't support any party will not go to these activities, so they end up being mini NDC rallies.
You understand what?
Nobody ain't go. They can say tongue all as much as they want. It's NDC mini rally.
Well, according to the saying, they're taking the dirty sheet now to cover down whatever it is. to make anything look bad. But all what I'm saying is, I know it's lie. I know it's lie. So
And
anyhow, we just focus.
Yes,
make
indeed.
sure we check the voters list. Make sure we check out everything, and be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people and them shaking in the clothes, and you can see, but they're shaking in the clothes right now.
Of course.
So have a blessed night.
All right, my dear.
Okay.
And you see, everybody should be making sure that they check the voters list and so on. And I'll get to the reason why we lost that call. Yeah. You don't want it end up being that your constituency is the constituency that's lost. For instance, the New National Party did not win the St. John constituency by 10 votes. I'm pretty sure there are 10 NNPIs who just, they couldn't make it to the polling station because of A, B, or C, or they just decide they're not getting up that day and go and vote and so on. We have to ensure that every vote counts. Turks and Caicos Islands, the constituency district number 8, the Bay, Audric Skippins won that constituency by 1 vote just about a month ago, the 7th of February. Grenada, Independence Day. You could go and check it online. Audric Skippins, Turks and Caicos Islands, district number 8. He won that constituency by exactly what? 1 vote. The constituency of Whelan in Turks and Caicos Islands, you know how much the constituency was won by? The person that won it? I can't remember the name right now, the person that won it. They won it by how much? 4 votes. 1 vote and 4 votes and all these kind of things. Be careful. Make sure that you register and you get yourselves ready. I'm telling you, they're trying all kind of thing because they're trying to damage the credibility of the New National Party heading into an election. 1,000 days have gone already. They don't have 1,000 remaining. We have a caller online. Good night.
Brother.
What go Fadu?
What going on there?
Yeah, man.
You see that last Peter, that statement you made there, I totally agree with that because that was part of my calling tonight too. The fact that your discernment and your general knowledge, you won't let something slide like that. You know, if you find some information is fraudulent, you and your team will definitely tap up on that.
Yeah, but I'm glad
correct people online.
I'm glad the caller raised it because the caller made me aware that is being said there, and that is not true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not true.
100. So one of the things I wanted to mention in terms of something I said first night, when a caller came in and called and said like he worked on a cruise ship for a while, and there's like strict regulations and stuff. Well, no, which I agree, there are strict regulations, but the treatment of the sewage does not eliminate the phosphate and the nitrates, which actually the sargassum needs to bloom, right? So I just want to ensure and let the fans of Talking Points know that I would not take the time out, because I know your time is precious. I wouldn't take the time out to come on the program and give information that I have not properly researched. So before it was a theory, but right now you could call it, I'm no longer a conspiracy theorist, I'm a conspiracy documentarian, because I could prove it.
Something is causing it, and they say the oceans are warmer as well. Something is causing it to bloom, and
but there's a number of things.
One of the contributing factors. Yeah, no, but I say it could be one of the contributing factors.
Yes, it is one of the contributing factors. Another one, lately, remember we've been having the the Sahara dust phenomenon going on.
Yeah.
That's also a contributor. Runoff from farmlands, runoff water with the MPK and that kind of stuff. All that's contributing issues. Well, as you say, the temperature and stuff in the water. So I just wanted to clear that up and let you all know that I would not come on the line and say something that I wouldn't have investigated. So now let's talk about the town hall meeting. And some of the people that was given speeches. Do you know anything much about profiling?
A lot.
Okay. So you know when you're making a lie, you look at in one direction. I wouldn't give it up because I wanted to lose the police secret and thing. You look in one direction.
The police in Grenada, the police in Grenada actually trained in it as well.
Exactly, and I'm aware of that. So, and when you lie, when you make up stories, you look in one direction also. So if you look at the people, there was this lady that was saying some stuff, and even she was having some tongue twisters. trying to remember the words.
She couldn't convince. She couldn't convince herself.
Exactly. I think those things was mad scripted. I think some of these people was held hostage to go there, because if you look at the faces and the demeanor, it's like they're not happy to even be there.
Bro, you know, a note was sent out to public servants, basically telling them that they should attend and could attend and things. But it's sort of veiled, as in you better attend. That kind of thing, sent out to them.
It's not far-fetched in my thoughts. The thoughts are not far-fetched at all.
Man.
Fadu, I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing. I want the people to pay attention, because it's like they lost in the sauce. Some individuals lost in the sauce, because all this information is there. All this information is there for anybody readily to research and check in on. And constantly, this administration is keep saying things. They're retracting it. Not even retracting it. They're just going against it. They just say no, they're totally opposite, or they didn't say that and they didn't say that. It's just pure lies. And as I like to say, fabrication of terminological inexactitudes. Yeah.
In other words, lie.
They're just lies. You get me? It's crazy to me. Like they don't pay attention to that portion. I remember a comment on an individual was saying something like, okay, it's a dead horse, Keith out of the thing. And I'm thinking, yo, Keith is not even the political leader no more. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, it's just agent provocators. I think they are getting paid. And last in leaving, I'm just saying, like, I am not an agent provocateur. I'm not paid by any group or any individual to talk some things. These things are directly implicate me and affect me in my day-to-day life as a Grenadian. You understand? I find like I've put out a lot. I made a lot of sacrifice to big up Grenada and keep Grenada in a state where we could all love. No, I ain't trying to gas myself up, but I done do my part. And I think I do more than this party and this administration has done within that period.
Fadu, some of these fellas, we never used to hear them. Fadu, we never used to hear about some of these fellas, These fellas, all of a sudden they come and they play in this, the biggest experts in relation to everything. We never used to hear them. Because when I measure the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, political leader of the New National Party, and you line her up against Deacon Mitchell, and you say, okay, what have these two individuals done for Grenada? What have these two individuals done on a personal basis, a constituency basis, and for people in general? There are literally thousands upon thousands of people who are working right now through programs that the Honorable Emlyn Pierre initiated. Thousands. You can't go to a part of Grenada and not find people that are employed right now because they came through Imani, or they came through, there was a program for young men early in the days, Project Strong, and all of these things. They came through these projects, and many of them are working right now unemployed. I'm still waiting for this government. But we're still waiting for this government to show us the money, show us the ones that they have got employed and so on. And let's match up. And we taking any 3 years of Emlyn Pierre and I'm putting it against the 3 years of the NDC. I'm taking any 3 years, the year of Ivan together with the year after, any 3 years of Emlyn Pierre, even in opposition, and put it against 3 years of the present administration. And I am positive she beating them hands down every time.
And I will to be more disrespectful to them, I'll take it from when she just started. When she just get her feet, and getting her feet wet, I'll take it from that time, bro.
Yeah.
Because as I remember, there was a time that people used to get pulled out in buses.
Yeah.
It used to be set on fire and all that. You get me?
You couldn't pass certain zone and thing. And I'll tell you,
the temperament of Grenada right now is true to real talk. It's true to NMP. And if people don't know that, they get too young. They're too young to remember that kind of stuff. The information you pass on.
I'm gonna look for a photo that I have, but I think the drive became corrupted by may be able to pull it off it. But I'm gonna look for that photo where she was in a chair, heavily pregnant, and in a chair, and the fellas and them so afraid that the chair break that they stand up around her.
Around her to support her.
When she pregnant, and that belly does be out there, brother.
I think I remember that. Funny enough, I just realized I used to do track and field with her bro.
Yeah.
And I went to college with her sister, Belinda.
Oh, so yeah. I was in college with Belinda as well.
I just realized that. Well, I wasn't actually in college at the time, but yeah.
Yeah, I was there same time. Fadu, same
safe
time.
travels,
Yeah, bless man, respect.
Safe travels, yes.
44073. Okay, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good evening.
Good night, Sheldon. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine, man. How you doing?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Sheldon, this thing with the oil and gas, with that thing with the NDC had, that's a distraction. After a failed budget, the worst budget I ever read in Greater Carriacou Petermatic, they come with the oil and gas thing. And when you hear about Nazimbo, I remember the story in Nazimbo when he tell Grenberg go ahead and sue Grenada and Honorable Carriacou and the NMP. They are the one that had to make all the money to go and fight a case in England for Grenada to win the case. And now you have Nazimbo coming and talking now.
Well, let me just clarify a thing, because I think you said he told Grenberg to sue Grenada. I want to be careful because these individuals looking for anything to sue me.
Yeah, okay.
What he did do is that he did not provide the funds to defend, and they sent the letter straight up saying he was the Minister of Finance. The government sent the letter saying that they wouldn't pay. You see, I just had to be careful, eh?
True.
But go ahead. It may have happened, we don't know, but I don't know that for a fact.
I follow the case good because I remember, Sheldon, the 40 that information came out about Grenberg and NMP. I was in the office and I was defended. Yeah, I told the person that's a setup. That's trying to discredit the NMP, and because of the care and the love for the people going to carry Petermatic, while in opposition, Honorable Carriacou and NMP Trump over the money to go and fight the case. And when the Grenada win the case, they didn't say them they say Grenada win the case. And now you had Nazimbo come in and talk. Nazimbo can have no shame, right? But they are saying, show me your friend, and I will tell who you are. And Brother Sheldon, I want to say to the Grenadian people, we as the elders who have the information and we know what's going on with that island thing, we have to educate our children. We have to educate children many of the things that the NDC did, and they are continuing to do for the people of Greater Carriacou and Petermatic with the corruption that is taking place. Where you have the Prime Minister, he gives his blessing to corruption, and the Prime Minister will go on in history as the most corrupt Prime Minister that ever passed in the Greater Carriacou and Petermatic. So we have to inform the people of Greater Carriacou and Petermatic, the youth who don't know. We have to educate them with the truth. And for Grenada to go forward, the people of Greater Carriacou and Petermatic, especially youth, have to know the truth, have to know the record of NDC while in governance. All right, Brother Sheldon, have a good night.
All right, thank you so very much. Yeah, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon.
Hey, how you do, sir?
How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. You go right ahead.
Hey, Sheldon. When you don't know something, if you want to know, you have to approach it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't approach it the right way, you wouldn't know. Something like the resource, oil and natural gas. It's a lot into that. They thought that when they get a file, they could have just take it and go and cut deal and money coming into the hands. This is not a secretive thing. Oil and natural gas. So what are they trying to blame the NMP about and blaming who and who about that? That is the first set of work into that. And the file was there. But one thing they were saying, just to go in there and just how they get in there, and they made 500 and something million and they rip it off. They thought when they get a file, it would have been like that. Just to find out, it don't go like that. Sheldon, the thief, that is all they think about. That is all they think about, trying to rob the citizen. But who knows better? They won't cover the bullshit. Anyway, my brother, hold it down.
All right, my brother. Thank you. 440-7377-347-329-3101. We have roughly about 26 minutes remaining on tonight's program. Yeah, listen. It is clear what is taking place here. You have a group of people that really have nothing to show for the last how much years. Yeah? That is tangible to the people of Grenada. Yeah, they have all these show projects. So you come and you complete this. NNP was doing that. Yeah. NNP was doing this, you complete it. NNP had this in place, you're completing it. but ask them up to now to name one project that they have started successfully, except the victimization and send home project. And the send home project caused them problem because they lose their case too. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott. How are you tonight, my brother?
Aye, Ziggy.
What's up, man?
A day, man, a day.
Well, long time, boy.
Yeah, man, but I hear there are children voting in Petit Martinique. All kind of thing going on, man.
All kind of wrong, well, you know them. Is all kind of wrong thing that going on.
Yeah, they feel like saving them.
I call tonight. I want to put everybody on point, right? I want the whole of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and the people in the diaspora. I have a serious question to ask them, and I want them to think about it tonight. Listen, Sheldon Scott, tonight, and think about it. Anybody in Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and the diaspora, I want to know if they really trust this NDC government. Because the reason why I'm asking that, because it's only lies. They say that the kids hide papers, they can't find papers, Grenada have no gas. They lie, Mitchell lie, Mitchell lie.
Ziggy,
but
remember
now they had a big celebration last night. Big celebration, Grenada gas, and coming and with this and with that. Because the Mitchell is a diving glass, he dive underwater and he see the island, he float up. And he say, yes, I got it. And Grenada people just clapping like some clown because the Mitchell like to fool us. Grenada parents have to stop at that because we're not into that. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. That the Mitchell let me know that we have gas in Grenada and we're still trying to fool the people and lie for the people. So that is the reason why I have this question. If we really trust this government, we don't have no trust for this government, and I want people to open up their eyes and listen all the lies NDC government is giving we in Grenada and making them feel them is top of the top and them is the bottom of the top. We're fed up with these lies. We're fed up. And Grenada people, we need to ask questions and let us stop playing stupid. Let it be real. Let me be real. Playing tag bad manners. Let me ask the Mitchell and them what really going on in Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique. Stop fooling us. Taking all the money. And the worst about it, Mr. Scott, yes, all right, they had a big meeting last night about the gas. What preparation they have for the Grenadians? What preparation they have for Grenadians to own money, to work, and to achieve or benefit from that island gas? Who they going to bring? They're going to employ workers from Trinidad, Barbados, Suriname.
Let me be fair to them. When I listened it over, they did outline that yes, they're going to set up the technical schools to go and train the people to work in the oil and gas sector. But you want to know something? That is the exact same thing that the New National Party said they were about to do.
All right.
Everything they did is just basically repeat what NNP was doing.
That's what I wanted they to do. But what I'm saying, Mr. Scott, it's not yesterday the Mitchell and the NDC know that Grenada have oil. They know Grenada have oil and gas long time ago, a couple of years ago, that the kids say it over. So now, why is now they want to say, oh, they're making plans to do technical when they should have that in plan already? I think they should be studying, not so study to have the big ceremony yesterday and saying what they plan to do. And I'm very disappointed in Mr. Buck. Because he was in office for almost for 2 terms did he get? He was in office 3 years, Minister of Finance, and they never looked into to the gas. And he done parliament for 20 and 30, 40 years. That should have done already. And we never do nothing for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Shame on them. Grenadian people open up our eyes and our ears and see a bunch of thieves that they run in this country. Open up our eyes and see them are not like Grenadian people. Them are like rich man. We too cheap. We too poor. They don't like poor people. It's big shot alone they want to deal with. And time for them to open up your mouth. People stop being afraid to speak. And Mr. Scott.
Yes, sir.
Before I leave, I want to send out that message because I think 20 police officers just listen. I think the commissioner of police are listening to you too. You see the bus terminal in Grenville?
Yeah.
That bus terminal needs some attention with security, heavy security, especially in the morning time and in the evening time. They only have traffic warden working in the bus terminal and no police officers to be wrong there. A driving bus to Grenville, to St. David, to St. George's, and I could tell you that they need police officers to be there. Today, 2 school children, they're wrestling, fighting up there. Yesterday, they are stabbed up there. What really going on with the security in Grenada? Grenada not safe anymore. Grenada not safe anymore. And that was I always say when I do my life. You have plenty activists for the NDC government, and they're not putting all them things outside there. What's going on with the youths and them today? Them youths, you can't talk to them children and them today. It's only fight. I want them children with wappy, gambling, and knife, and chuka man, and you know that are going on.
I saw a video there, and I didn't get the details around it, but man, I didn't even want to believe that it's in Grenada.
Well, to tell you the truth, when I see what the guy do, he the man beside with the man far along and the man took him. But I run, you know. I run. I said, I don't Grenada that we in China. We in Trinidad. No, man. That's so. Listen, Grenville bus terminal, they need some heavy security up there. They need some heavy security up there. And I want to say this, I do this on my live again. Tomorrow, please, they're going to be opening the police station on the Carnival, and they're blocking up the road. So I hope all drivers know they can't drive too tongue from 9 to 12. And I find that real stupidness.
Ziggy, as you mentioned that, and I was having that conversation on my way here tonight, it's not the most sensible. I'll be very diplomatic with it. It is not the most sensible thing to do that at a point in time that they want to do it. They're doing that because they want to give the impression that, boy, you don't see how traffic tie up in town, business taking place, boy, people making money. Because it's end of month, so obviously people would go to town to transact whatever they have to do.
Just to watch the nonsense. But what I'm saying,
and when they do that, now it's going to affect traffic even coming down. Archibald Avenue is going to be a problem.
It will be a problem tomorrow.
Lucas Street is going to be a problem.
Police officers.
Yeah.
But look, today you have an accident to go up to the ministry up there. You have one little accident, and it will be whole traffic from 3 o'clock after 3 until about 5 o'clock. Traffic. So then tomorrow it's going to be worse. And that was telling them, better they do this opening on Saturday or on Sunday. Saturday or Sunday, this thing they're doing, they just jumping people. And they're doing it from 9 to 12. So that means a big celebration because they just built a big building. And to the hell of the people in this country, Carriacou people see in trouble, Pitamatic people see in trouble, and Grenadian people see more trouble than me because Grenada up around and they're begging more than anything else. But some of them just shame.
They say nobody ain't seen trouble in us, so
yeah. But I mean, this thing that I was crying on the government, we're trying to make the government in Grenada to do better, but they don't want to do better. They just want to do worse. Worse. They just got a driving St. David's Road every single day. And Pierre Bush, I'm driving the vehicle, and I day inside the bus, and I talking when I meet some of them Bush and them in the road. And that's where the Prime Minister from, St. David.
Bush slapping you, scratching the
vehicle. Bush slapping you, you're talking, passenger asking the driver how you talking so. I said, you see the Bush in the road? They have to laugh. Pierre Bush, oh God, man. But, Mr. Pierre, how you can come and take over Grenada for us, please? We there under, I don't know why we there under. We there under some, I don't know. It's like Christopher Columbus come and discover, and his Iraq and Caribbean there, and like they bring the man come to shoot us up, and we have to be talking for real life. That's what's going on in Grenada right now. And for the people in the diaspora who don't know better, stop sitting down outside there and giving them man and them the rounds of applause. Let's stop being carry favor, stop liking a man. Let me like country. Let me fight for Grenada. When we see wrong thing happening, we have to stand up and say, oh, that is wrong. Wrong must be wrong. If Dick Mitchell wrong, telling me wrong. But when they are not telling me wrong, you will feel something good in doing. You will feel something good in doing. It's plenty wrong things this guy is doing, and we're laughing as a joke. People see in trouble. Look what they do in Pitamatic. Pitamatic people, listen. Before I go sell, that's the last thing I'm telling you. In Pitamatic right now, you know what going on in Pitamatic right now? They put Dr. Don, she is in charge of the Build Back Better management project in Pitamatic. And then they have Dwight Logan, they have Logan, and they have Margaret or the Carla Logan, and then they still have this Steve again on that project manager, them is advisor. They're running in Pitamatic, and the people in Pitamatic crying. Every day they just call me, bawling, oh God, look what happening in Pitamatic there. And so they're building house on the property for workers to come and for workers to come and stay. And they're still fixing private hotel in Pitamatic and say that for workers to stay. But at the parties are hotel fixing. Pitimatic people crying. They say the amount of house are to fixing Pitimatic and they're doing it, but they're fixing them and them hotel in Pitimatic and say that's what they do stay. That's like what they do for King and Leo Joseph. That's what they do, and I could say that because Kevin told me that. I'm saying they say that the truth. So they can't do me nothing. You understand? That's the truth. They're fixing a private building and they say that for workers to stay and no workers are staying inside of it. And that happening, that same thing they're doing in Pitimatic right now. Same thing they're doing in Pitimatic right now. And Dr. Don, I forgot the surname, but Dr. Don is a woman. The people in Pitimatic asking when she having time to supervise the project in Pitimatic, and they asking where they go for me money. You make all the songs and things. They want to know what to do with it for the people for Pitimatic. Stop using Pitimatic name to get rich. Stop using Carriacou name to put money in a pocket. Pitimatic and Carriacou people, they want them to stop doing them things there. I will call all of them names because I don't afraid, but I want to do the program. I want to do the program. I want to sue you.
Yeah, and you know they want to sue me bad.
Oh
Ziggy.
God, they can't do nothing. Mr. Scott, if you speak to this nation, if you break down things to the nation, nobody know what's going on in Grenada, you know. Everybody thinking what NDC doing is right, you know.
And I had to deal with one more issue before I end tonight because I don't want the weekend to come and I don't address it.
Oh, well,
and I have 14 minutes to do that. Let me get to that.
Brother.
All right, brother.
Good night to everybody who loves Ziggy and who loves Sheldon Scott. We are the boss. They can't do us nothing.
We run the streets.
Good night, my brother.
Later, brother.
Take care. Run them, my love.
There goes Ziggy. Yes, indeed, folks. And as I said, there's one more thing I want to quickly address. There's a situation that's taking place right now that will affect a money earner for the people of Grenada. The Spice Mass Corporation has been putting in place, and I was supposed to deal with this last night, actually. It was one of the things listed for the show. The Spice Mass Corporation is dealing really unfair with a lot of the promoters that are out there right now. They are saying to people who are going to be doing the cruises, whether it's with the boats coming up from Trinidad or the Grenada boats, the Rum Runner, and there's a new one out now, they're saying to them that they've got to pay to the Spice Mass Corporation $5,000. So they've got to pay for permission to be able to have a cruise. During that period, you've got to pay $5,000 to the Spice Mass Corporation. Outside of that, outside of having to pay $5,000 to the Spice Mass Corporation, remember, you also have to pay VAT on the tickets that you sell for the cruiser. So you're paying $5,000 to the Spice Mass Corporation. You're paying whatever percentage VAT it is. I can't remember the exact percentage, if it's also 15% or whatever. But you're paying VAT on every ticket that you sell for the cruise. And don't get to have the VAT office come in there and for the money, They come in there and monitor to make sure that you ain't rob them. So you have to pay that. Plus, you're also paying VAT on all your drinks, your cases of chicken, all the other stuff that you're buying. You ain't getting anything VAT free. So all the inputs, all the food and drinks and things that you bring for your cruise, you are also paying VAT on that. And remember, VAT office looking at your tickets and what you sell, your bar and everything, they're looking at that to get their share. So by the time you're done, it don't make sense you're having any cruise. And yeah, I know many of the people that may listen to this show may say, well, why doesn't go cruise? That ain't really my thing. But there is an issue. There is an issue because a lot of the promoters who usually do the activities that surround Carnival. Now ask yourself, what activities does the government of Grenada, what activities do they do for the Carnival season? It's the promoters. It's the Sunshine promoters, Sunshine Promotions, it's the Waggy Tea, is the Golden, is all these other people that have their various activities around the Carnival time. The Talpree that has the pre-day, the Specky that has the Specky Sunday. All of these activities that they have around that time that drive the energy of the Carnival season and brings people into the country and brings money into the economy that we can then use for medication, to fix roads, for schools, for different things like that. And if you're trying to kill out these people because you as government aren't doing any activities, anything around Carnival time to bring thing in, but they're looking for every opportunity now to suck the last dollar out of these promoters. Now, I'm not a promoter, and for the last 3 or 4 carnivals, I haven't really, I don't even go Juve, I haven't been to anything. Yeah? Most of my past sometimes is a Soca Monarch, and I didn't go anything last year, not even, nothing, 0. So while it may not affect me directly, there are literally thousands of people that depend on this for a little dollar. For when they're having these activities, they get a little job working with whether it's Sunshine Promoters or Wagiti or the Soca Monarch, the Calypso Association, whoever. They get a little something working in a bar, selling some drinks, transportation. And when you kill those activities, you're killing that part of the economy, the carnival economy that's around there. And you see, the worst thing about it is this, and this one I must say. The worst thing I have to say is this. The person who is in charge of the Spice Mass Corporation right now, the head honcho in the Spice Mass Corporation, that individual has been known to be a promoter of activities around Carnival and other times as well. And now you're asking all the promoters, before they are allowed to have activities around Carnival time, to bring in all their audit, to audit themselves and bring in all their documentation in relation to how much money they does make and all the documentation and so on. Which, if you ask me, is kind of unfair because you are a promoter too. When there were promoter meetings before, the same person, yes, you Ross, the same person was in a lot of these meetings as a promoter. And now they are pressuring the other promoters. And I want to ask, what's the real scene? What are you trying to do? You're trying to kill off all the other promoters so you alone, through the person down in the south here that's used to do your thing for you now, you trying to kill out all the other promoters so that all you alone could have shows around Carnival and all you alone could make money and that kind of thing? Because it seems to me like that is what's taking place. Because even for a cruise, the profit margin sometimes is not even that $5,000. And now the Spice Mass Corporation want that, and all the others want that. This is indeed dangerous. What is being done there is killing. Let me repeat, what is being done there is killing the activities around Carnival. And yes, some of the people listening to this program may care less about Carnival. But when you go to the hospital, sometimes the medication that's bought there comes out of the same money that is generated around in the economy around the Carnival time. So if things are being done to kill off those activities and to kill off those jobs, because a lot of people, how you think they pay for the children to go back to school and all kind of thing and to buy books, and so you realize Carnival done, you see a lot of people rush to the bookstore and so, because they use that time to generate money. And now you see even more strict measures being put in place on people being able to have activities and all this kind of things. Check all yourself. Check all yourself. I say it, I'm done with it. 440-737-7347. Let me take this call. Hello, good night.
Shalom, good night.
Hi, good night, caller. Go right ahead.
I would like for the Prime Minister to come forward and say what Mr. Gregory Bowen said. Let us know whether Mr. Bowen lied or he's speaking the truth. I would like for him to come forward and say something. We want to know if Mr. Bowen lied or if he's speaking the truth. And when the Prime Minister said that he didn't find the documents, we also want to know if he lied or if he's speaking the truth. Because here we are getting to know that election was in June, and in July he received the documents. And it's only last year he and Mr. Bowen, he called Mr. Bowen and they had talked about the document. So we want to know who is lying, who is speaking the truth. But Sheldon, I listened part and part to the town hall meeting
yesterday. And I firmly believe, as a people, some of us must think before we speak. It is said that life and death is in the power of the tongue. And one of the persons in the meeting stood up and was giving the Prime Minister all his accolades and said to the Prime Minister, what Maurice Bishop did in 4.5 years, he took 2.5 years to do it. I am wondering if that caller can recall what was Maurice Bishop's fate at the end of 4.5 years. As I said, life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Sheldon, good night.
Thank you very much, caller. And I think that will be it for calls for tonight, because we only have roughly about 5 minutes remaining on tonight's program. Yeah, so I think that'll be it for calls tonight. What I'm going to do tomorrow, though, is not tomorrow night, but probably tomorrow morning, I will rebroadcast that program with Mr. Gregory Bowen from October. I'll rebroadcast that program, and I'll probably rebroadcast this one on the weekend as well, because I think it is important that as many people as possible get the message of exactly what is taking place, because this government, again, is clearly lying when it comes to the issue of documents missing and so on. Folks, if you don't realize it, we're into an election campaign. The MPs that have been missing for the last 1,007 days, 1,008 days. The MPs that have been missing for the last exactly 1,008 days have suddenly reappeared and re-emerged in your communities. We see them in St. Patrick, we see them in, well, the one in St. John, no, she losing already, she ain't going away. But the two in St. Patrick, they up and down, this one going here, that one going there, who posting up thing, they going here, and they are into an election campaign. So it is up to us to, as our political leader reminds us every opportunity that she gets, mind we business. There are people on those voters lists that if we do not get them off, can cause a problem on election day and could cause tears, not tears of joy, but could cause tears on election night. There are people born and grow in St. Patrick, been out of Grenada for 20-something years, come back and register down in St. George's. They register in Tong. They register in South. They register in all places where they're not from. And not having spent 1 year in that location in the first place. But the only way that we can identify these people is when you identify them, tell the person who is in charge of your constituency on behalf of the New National Party, get the information to them, and then they make a challenge to the electoral office in relation to that person. And you don't look to do that when you hear the election bell ring and the final voters list is going to be coming. Now, you can't do nothing by that stage. You can't do nothing then. You have to do it now. You have to deal with these situations now. You cannot address that close. You have to deal with them now. Don't just look for the funny names. All the names. Put a face to every single name. Because some of the names you may be seeing and thinking is a Grenadian, it ain't. Some of the names may be Grenadian for real, but they're not from the area. They come there to pad up a vote. It's called voter padding. And I honestly believe that this government, the NDC party, is involved in voter padding. That's my belief. But we have to do what we have to do to prove it and to get those people off the list. They have to come off. If they don't come off, you're going to end up with problems election day and election night. Today's the 27th day of March 2025, I want you to put this down in your book, write it on a piece of paper, hold it in your Bible. If you do not get those people who should not be on the voters list, because election night they're going to be laughing at you, get them off the voters list. Do your canvas. You for yourself can sit in your area and you see the voters list. They hang it up in different areas still, right? You can take some time and you go through it every now and again and make sure that you know the people. If you find a funny name for around your area, try and find out who that person is. Somebody that you don't know. You know who you went to school with, you know who you grew up with, you know who you moved to the area, and you know people in general. So, canvas your list properly. I want in all you. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And, of course, we'll be back on Monday with more Talking Points. But as I said, you will see, once you have subscribed to the page, you will see a notification sometime tomorrow morning. We will be doing a broadcast then, a rebroadcast of the program with Honorable Gregory Bowen there. And probably on Saturday or Sunday, most likely, we'll also be doing another rebroadcast. Remember, tomorrow, it's going to be taking place at the New National Party from 4 p.m. That is the Afterwork Lime. You can come on down. And yeah, those are you, wherever I am, and make a look at bus and come on down. You understand? Nice up the thing. Because I could tell you, other people trying to do things at the same time that NNP doing thing, so they could go and take picture and say NNP thing boss and their thing make. I tell you all what they're going and do from now. They're planning to do things same time with NNP. So they will come and take picture early in NNP thing and say NNP thing boss, but look at people in their thing. Come on out and support. Yeah? Come on out and support. And then Carriacou and Petit Martinique, they have their breakfast that's taking place from 7 a.m. on Saturday morning right at the party office. And then remember, from midday up at the River Sally Hardcourt, the barbecue of the St. Patrick East constituency branch of the New National Party. And folks, as I leave, I must play a birthday tune for one of the biggest supporters of Talking Points, Hard Talk, Talk Your Talk, all the programs from ever since my real soldier, Kathy Albert. What's today's her birthday, and I know she just come back home, so I could play it. No, I couldn't play it earlier. She wasn't there yet, right? I will play a tune as I'm heading out for her. Beautiful, folks. I am out. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. Kame! We go see this weekend, y'all. Blessings.
This is your day. This is your day. This is your day.